hello, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are here again. I know you've missed us. We've been busy drinking cider and talking all things customer experience because our customer CX seminar, summer CX, I can't say it. It's been a long week. What day is it today?
It's only Tuesday.
No, it's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday. What is it?
England are about to get into the final in about a few hours' time of the Euros. If this goes out on Friday and we've won, yes, right now, quick cut and redo it. Oh, it's terrible that England are out, isn't it? Oh, it's a nightmare. Still, there we go.
Yeah.
So that's either results for everybody listening. So we've covered that out. That's great. Okay. So what are we warbling about today then, my old mucker?
Well, Well, what are we? We're going to warble about the summer CX, you couldn't say thing.
That's the one.
Yeah. So as many of you will know, you would have watched it. We 2 weeks ago did our summer CX. And we had some amazing amazeballs guests on. One of which was Laura Mounts from Lifton Strawberry Fields Farm Shop of the Year, the FRA Farm Shop of the Year. And Laura was talking about how she'd managed her considerable team of employees through the pandemic and how she'd get the business going. And we're obviously recording this on the Wednesday after Boris has made the announcement that we are going to open up on the 19th of July.
Well, hopefully.
Well, and we're going to be listening to Laura, who is giving us some hints and tips about how she plans to look after her people and her customers through what will be a really, really busy tourist season. So, and on the back of the announcement from Boris on Monday about the intended reopening, we've got cases going up, we've got people double jabbed, so people are feeling more confident. But is everybody feeling confident? Is everybody in that place of, we're back, we're open, we can't say there's no coronavirus around because we know that there is. So it's a really opportune moment, I think, to watch Laura's comments. So let's listen.
Absolutely. Let's have another listen.
Laura, welcome. Tell our listeners and viewers what it's been like for you at Strawberry Fields in the last sort of 15, 18 months.
I can only really describe it as sort of a roller coaster, really, as I'm sure every business has experienced over the last 18 months. We kind of, when something's happened, and quite often it's very short notice and we've had to adapt to something. We kind of describe it as like another loop in the roller coaster that we're kind of riding. So it's been okay. Businesses have had no choice, with everything that's happened. We've had to just embrace it and, make the best of what we can with it, really.
So how have you looked after your customers? I know that's incredibly important to you and the family.
Yeah, hugely important. I mean, if it wasn't for customers, we wouldn't be here, would we? So, I think, the customer to us is always up there on a pedestal, and, we try and embed that message and that value with our team as well. So I suppose the last 18 months we've just adaptation is the biggest thing, and the biggest key thing that we've done, really. When we went into the first lockdown back in March last year, we knew our footfall literally went from being, quite good. We were doing well. We just put on extension and things were going well. We just were getting to the point where our systems were in place and we were kind of running quite smoothly. And then coronavirus hit and our footfall just dropped completely to a very scary level that we've never ever experienced before. So it was almost like an internal panic set in then, really. Obviously we can't show that to our team and everything, but we were worried. Footfall was awful. We had issues with fresh things going out of date, whereas before the issue is keeping fresh on the shelf, that we make. So we knew that we had to find another way to get our products, which we know people wanted, but get our products to their doors. So we set up an online shop in about 4 days. Was a lot of very long hours into the night, taking photos, setting it up, and we launched an online shop, and that actually saved us pretty much, you know. So I think that quick kind of, right, we know we've got to find another way to reach our customers, was key to us keeping our team, and keeping cash coming in, basically. So yeah, that's what we did. We set up an online shop in about 4 days, and it flew, and we had lots of orders come in, and then we've just adapted that really over time. We were taking orders like through phone and email and things, but that, you know, it just become unmanageable. So then we went on to online orders and things, and we've just, you know, made the process easier as we've gone along, really.
What was really interesting listening to you, Laura, was, you know, you talked about your people and the importance of your people and keeping them on board, and how important it was to keep your people, and therefore you had to make changes in order to do that. Would you say that, you know, this setting up the online shop and sort of this roller coaster you described a little bit earlier on, was that your biggest challenge?
I think probably yes, really. I think communication is key, isn't it, in any business? And we're very aware of communication in this business, in terms of us communicating our ideas, whether they might be a bit crazy, to the team, and just trying to keep everybody in the loop as well. So I suppose it was that we had to adapt to keep going, to keep afloat, and we did do that. But also comes with that kind of that issue of communication, because things were happening so fast, literally so fast. Whereas, you know, we're at the minute, we're planning events going through to October, but, you know, online shop, I'm saying, right, well, not tomorrow, but the next day we're getting that open. But how we're going to actually operationally work that, I don't know yet, but I'm going to work that out in my head tomorrow, ready for the next day. So it was all very, very fast. And I think, you know, for the team, you know, it was hard for them to, you know, we were communicating to them, but it was also fast, and they had to adapt, but they were great. They were absolutely great. And, you know, we wouldn't be without any one of them. You know, they really rode the roller coaster with us, definitely.
Are you looking forward to the summer? Are you excited about the summer? Have you got special plans for the summer?
Yeah, so we've thought a lot about the summer. Obviously, with the restaurant closed, we've had a bit more kind of thinking time to think about the year ahead and what we think is going to work best for us. And we've kind of really stripped what we're going to do back to the basics, really. So, for example, pick your own strawberries. Last year went so well. It's a really simple experience. Probably Adam won't say that because he's got to grow them, but it's a kind of back to basics experience, really, for people. I think it's an outdoor activity. So what we've done this year is we've extended the season. We used to just have like a 5-week pick your own season. But what we found is so many people into the summer holidays are wanting still to pick strawberries. So we've invested quite heavily into undercover strawberries this year, so we can extend the season. So in terms of like the events and things that we're doing, we're just trying to keep it niche to us, really, and like trying to take our roots, really, and make an event out of that. So like pick your own, you know, it is big for us, and it drives footfall to the shop. So it has a knock-on effect in the shop and the restaurant. So that works really well. So we're doing strawberries, we're doing sunflowers in September. We're also doing a maze this year. So we've planned out a maze all to do with green energy, because we produce 100% of our own energy here on site. So we've kind of themed it around Pi Power. So yeah, it just really creating simple outdoor experiences that people can come and enjoy, which then obviously has a really good knock-on effect in terms of footfall for the shop and the restaurant.
You know, are you feeling confident, and what tip would you give?
Yeah, I think we're in for a busy summer. I think looking at, you know, holiday cottages, camping parks and all of that, they are full to the brim. So, you know, I think we are in for a very, very busy summer, which is great. There is obviously, and I'm sure in everybody's mind, there's that sort of doubt or uncertainty, because we don't actually know what's going to happen come like winter time. I mean, hopefully when we get into June, government might open things up more, and these restrictions, you know, will lift again. But there's a lot of uncertainty out there, definitely. But it's out of our hands. So as long as we're doing our bit, and as long as we're, you know, keeping our team and customers safe, then I think we can't do any more than that. And in terms of a top tip, I think, I mean, when you're in like a pandemic like we've been in, I think adapting, but adapting quickly. So you've got to get in there first. So adapting quickly, work hard to get whatever you need to do to keep customers coming to you in whatever way that might be. And I suppose now, I mean, our main focus now throughout the summer is to look after our customers.
Brilliant. Right, so there we are. There's Laura chatting, and if those of you who may have watched her previously on the Summer CX recording, it's good to listen again, because actually, although we were talking about what was happening last year and how they've got through it all, we're still in that sort of environment where we need to really look after employees. And I think this whole well-being piece has taken another step forward, hasn't it? You know, I think there's stats saying that, you know, there's the cases are increasing in terms of people going off sick because of you know, mental health issues. The fact that people are now being asked, as Boris was saying, now being asked to come back to a workplace. So this isn't anything to do with tourism. This is to do with the world of work generally, isn't it? So people are being asked to come back to an environment where we're told not to come back to, but now it's safe. But is it? Because people have different views of the world, don't they? You know, you mentioned before the video there that you've been double jabbed, everything's okay. You know, people are starting to think, yeah, that's fine. But other people might be thinking, actually, do you know what? I'm still a little bit wary. I'm uncomfortable, particularly our employees. So that can have a massive impact on how they interact and how the customer experience goes for your whole organization. And how are your teams feeling? That is the great question. And that's the great point that Laura was making there about teams. Are you really sure you understand where they are and how they're feeling about this whole change again?
And I think the point here is interesting, isn't it? If you look at the point Laura was making about looking after her team, if we look holistically at the hospitality industry, you know, disproportionately younger, it's disproportionately full of younger team members who won't be double jabbed. You know, they still could be clearly susceptible to coronavirus. So, you know, we mustn't. I think the key bit for me in listening again to Laura was, you know, you have to keep communicating. You have to keep into your team. You can't assume that everybody's okay. You know, if you do that, just because, you know, you might be in a good place, you can't assume that everybody else is. And I think that's also the same for your clients, your customers. You know, just because, you know, they may not, you know, there's no it's not necessary potentially after the middle of August to wear a mask now, or it's not necessary to socially distance anymore. You can't assume that your people or your customers will feel comfortable in their skins until, you know, coronavirus is at a level that is manageable.
Yeah, it's a really great point, isn't it, about the masks, actually? I hadn't thought about it too much. It's, you know, so what is your organizational view on the masks piece? Have you communicated it? If you want to wear one, that's perfectly acceptable. If you don't want to wear one, that's fine. How do you communicate that to your customers? What's going to change when they come into your business, whether it's hospitality, tourism, or professional services. What has changed? Have you taken down every single bit of perspex that's been put up? Have you removed all of the 2 meter distance stickers that are everywhere? Has the hand gel disappeared? Is that staying? What's your view? How, and do your customers know what to expect when they turn back up to your door now? So we had lots of great communication at the start of the pandemic, where great organizations were actually putting little videos online and saying, this is what's going to happen when you come to our business, and do a point of view all the way through. What a great thing to do again, because people are unsure still, because it's going back to some form of normality that's not normal, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
So yeah, communication, absolutely critical. And so how could you possibly find out how your teams are feeling though, Ryan? What could you possibly use?
I love that question, because all joke aside and all plugging aside, you know, we have got great tools at Insight 6 that can help you with that. So please get in contact, PM us, and we can help you get your team in the right place and get your customers in the right place. But you know, in reality, you know, if you're not using us, then ask your people, talk to them, communicate.
Yeah,
right, great warbling again.
Well, let's stop warbling then, because that'll do.
Well, the football's on, isn't it?
Well, actually, the Lions are playing first. So if the Lions won, and this is Friday, yeah, aren't we brilliant? Yeah, woo. And if they didn't,
I don't know about you, but I'm all over the place with my cider drinking, because I'm quite good in the week. I don't normally drink cider in the week, and you know, the football's arrived and the Lions have arrived, and it's like, you know, I'm going to end up in AA at the end of all this. I don't mean my car's broken down either.
Oh, no, exactly, not that sort of AA. But anyway, remember, drinking in moderation is always the way to go, ladies and gentlemen, and our audience. We do not condone getting overly drunk and causing problems for everything. But please do enjoy yourselves. And whatever happened on Wednesday, and it's now Friday, we're all brilliant anyway, and sport's brilliant, and customer experience is even brillianter. Cheers. I've been Rich Knight.
I've been Ryan Huxtable.